Hi guys, I'm Ksenia. I'm about all things growth. I'm an entrepreneur, MBA student, a wife, and a mom of two. And today I will be talking about my MBA class, about the corporations, board of directors, CEOs, and the whole structure. And this class is being taught by a former CEO of large companies and a board director of several bigger companies as well. And he's very inspiring and very smart. And I wrote down a few of his life advices and the rules that he uses for his career growth and growth as a person that I think are applicable to every single person who is trying to achieve more in their life. First of all, what struck me, he said, first grab the opportunity and then figure out what to do with it. He also mentioned the imposter syndrome that happens to women a lot more than it happens to men. And you probably heard that men would apply for a job even if they have some of the experience that is required, and women would only apply for a job if they have the whole experience that is required, all characteristics, which is almost impossible to have. And so what he said multiple times is that if something comes to your hands, you should grab it, and then if you're smart enough and hardworking enough, you would be able to figure out what to do with it and how to make this work. And he had a few examples from his life where he was figuring out the most difficult situations and they worked out just well. And those experiences are exactly what made him who he was and why he became a CEO in the first place. And he was offered this job and he was able to figure it out, because before accepting this role, he had a history of figuring things out. And he also mentioned a small thing to keep in mind. Like, what's the worst that can happen to you? Will they fire you if you're not a good fit for the job? That's okay. I mean, at least you tried, right? So you don't have the job now anyways. So if you get it and it did not work out, what can happen? You would just lose the job and then you'll keep looking. But if the opportunity comes to you, you need to grab it. He also was talking about working hard. He said that his superpower is being hardworking, that if needed, he can work 24 hours. So he said you can do whatever you want if you put your mind to it and then you work hard. And I totally agree with that. And he also said if you get on the task and you complete it, you're ahead of 95% of other people who start doing something and never finish it. So keep focus, work hard, and know where you're going. Little things adds up. He also mentioned a very interesting perspective that he never lives in the past. He's always focused on the future. And the past has already passed and you're not able to change it. So you're able to accept it and learn from your experiences. The next advice is really hard for me. It's networking. He mentioned that he never got a job by applying in the ad. He always got all of his positions based on networking and the people that he knew and his reputation. And I think that's big. And this is a huge blind spot for me. And I hope that you guys are much better in networking than I am, that you can do it intentionally, that you have all those relationships with your friends and colleagues, that you attend networking events. And hopefully you can teach me how to do that. So please comment in the comment section. Let me know how you do it, because I have no idea how to network. Also, we were talking about the CEOs and board of directors and their salaries. And this really correlates with what I think about money in general, that the more risk you're willing to take, the more responsibility you're willing to take, the more money you will have. the same applies to your own business. And the last and final thing that he said that was really funny, but it made total sense to me. If you look for the problem, you'll find one. And it does not only apply to the problems, it applies to everything else. You know how the brain works, and if we are buying Honda, for example, we will start seeing Hondas on the road that we didn't notice before. Or if you wear, I don't know, red dress, then you will see all those women who are wearing the same color as you are, but normally you wouldn't really notice. And so the same happens with the problems. So if you have a certain opinion, you will try to find the ways to prove your opinion. And it doesn't mean that it's right, it's an opinion still, right? But whatever you're looking for, you will find. And the last is something that he didn't mention, but he actually was talking about that for the entire time, is luck or chance. And this is very important because when he was talking about you shouldn't pass on the opportunity, that's exactly about that. So first of all, you need to see that the opportunity is coming to you. Second, you need to grab it. The aspect of luck is a very important aspect in any entrepreneur's life. And your goal is to notice when something comes to you, evaluate it, just feel if this is a right thing for you to do, and then if it is, go for it. And that's luck. And that's all for me today. I hope you have a great week. Thank you so much for listening. I would be thrilled to hear your comments. Take care now.